Hi, this is Aura Walker from the Aura Walker Hypnotherapy Show. And this is my second run. Woot! I'm very excited to be here on Radio Buzz. That's B-U-Z-Z and then a D, like David, Radio Buzzed. And today I'm going to be talking about gratitude and the real meaning of Thanksgiving. So if anyone out there in Cyberland has questions or feedback for me, we really want to make it more interactive. So I'm just going to ramble on, as Led Zeppelin says, or the lyrics say in that song, which one of my favorite bands. Anyway, what is the meaning of Thanksgiving? So, as you know, Indigenous people in North and South America are not happy about the hallmark holiday of Thanksgiving that we celebrate here in North America. And so there are lots of protests by Indigenous people and American Indians about Thanksgiving, but I think it's really evolved now to the point that if you don't want to celebrate the holiday, that's fine. And I understand why people are upset about the real import of why it's controversial, which is that Europeans came here and decimated, slaughtered American Indians. And so they're not too happy about this false narrative that everybody was peace-loving, because the American Indians really did offer their tools and their harvest, and they shared in that, but a lot of it was just taken from them. And so fast forward now, more than 500 years later, we've all been here for so long, people can't go back, even if Trump wants to send people back to wherever. There's so many generations of people who've been here for so long now. And what does it mean to have gratitude on this holiday? Like I said, it's become a hallmark holiday for many, many people, but it also has become an American tradition. And so I remember when I was a kid, Thanksgiving was a time that we got off of school, we went to grandma's house, the family got together, and that's really what it's become across the country for many, many people. And so in a way, we have to compartmentalize. And what I do personally is I honor my Native American Indian friends and family through association. So I'm not American Indian, but I have people who are just like family to me, and I honor them all year long. And on this holiday, because it has just become an American tradition, I gather with people that I want to honor in my life and be grateful for. So I don't necessarily associate it with the Pilgrims, but I just give thanks on this day because it becomes convenient that it is a day that everyone has marked, okay, we're going to get together and we're going to make food and we're going to eat together. And what happens when you eat together is your brain releases love hormones. And everybody starts to feel good when they share food. And so it becomes really more about sharing and caring and being together. And it is a tough holiday for many, many people because they feel isolated and they're aware that so many people are gathering across the country and even in other countries to share in thanks and to honor family and friends. And so for those people who do not have family or friends and who feel isolated or left out, they, for whatever reason, they might be elderly, they might suffer from a mental health disorder, they might have an addiction, they might be plagued with some illness, they might be stuck in a hospital, or maybe they're homeless. You don't know what their predicament is. And so, of course, many people choose to do charity work also on Thanksgiving and to feed the homeless or to feed families in need. And that's wonderful. It's really, really wonderful that people do that. And so I want to talk a little bit about what gratitude is, because to be grateful is to really honor what you already have, even if it's very little. And that's the only way to make what you want and what you already have, what you like, what you're grateful for, grow. And so I was talking to a bunch of middle school kids recently. My daughter's previous middle school invited me back for the second year. And so I took the opportunity to really speak with these kids about the power of their mind and the power of intention. And that's really where my skill set as a hypnotherapist begins to really get put to work, right? Because when I have the opportunity to speak publicly, whether it's to children of a middle school age where their brain development is sufficient enough to understand cause and effect, or it's adults, it's planting the seeds of helping people to understand how to self-realize and to achieve the best parts of themselves, to become the best parts of themselves, to achieve the best life for themselves. And gratitude is one of those sentiments and practices. It's really a practice. And so many people smarter than myself, wiser than myself, have written about this and have preached about it, that an attitude of gratitude is the starting place. It's the starting place for having a better day each and every day. And it is the starting place for prosperity and for making grow what you want to see grow. And so what does that mean? For example, in business or financial prosperity, you cannot make it grow if you're not grateful for what you already have. And so the way that I broke it down for the kids was, one of the kids said, well, what about money? And I said, well, some people are given this idea that to enjoy money or to like money is bad. And that yet we go out in the world and we need to make money to survive. And so if you have this underlying belief system that making money is bad, then you have this belief that says, well, money is bad, but I want more. And that's a conflict. It's counterintuitive. So you don't want to be greedy about it. Like, I love money. Money is king. Well, it's not like that. It's more like money is my friend. Money is a tool. Money can help me and other people to thrive. And so when we look at money, for example, as having an energy to it and something that we can make grow through gratitude, it begins, hey, I found a penny and I'm grateful for that penny. And then the next time, that I have some money, well, I'm grateful for this money. And then when somebody presents an opportunity to you to make more money, I'm grateful for that opportunity. And then the money starts to follow with the opportunity. And so I did this exercise once where it was this machine where you lay down and you speak into a microphone and it gives you feedback on what you're saying. And so the feedback that came back to me was about opportunity. And it was about growing opportunity and taking every opportunity. So really, when we look at things, I don't believe, there's two things that I think have been hyped up in the media and sold falsely to the public and packaged in really slick packaging. And that is the concept of karma, that people, will get some kind of punishment if they don't behave a certain way. And the other one is the law of attraction, that you attract what you deserve. Well, I think that those two belief systems really are much more complex in reality. For example, karma is about choice. Okay, so karma is all about choice. It's about our individual choice. We make those choices. We create the life that we choose from day to day. Now, you may be doing everything right and still unhappy. But when you become grateful about what you're doing and getting done in every single day and say, God, I'm grateful that I'm going to bed tonight and I'm in one piece and I got all of this done. I'm grateful for that. You're going to start to feel better. Okay, so creating the life that you want really is about being grateful for what you can get done every single day in a good way. And then the law of attraction, the bottom line is that you cannot sit on the couch and just attract things to you. you have to put effort into it. And so it's about reaching for the things that you are attracted to and being mindful about what you're attracted to. So, if you're attracted to negative energy or drugs or destruction, well, there's going to be more of that around you. But if you're attracted to positive people and attracted to fun-loving people, you're going to have more of that around you too. And if you're grateful for those people in your life who are productive and help you to be productive or help you to be your best, well, then that energy is going to grow around you as well. And so it's really important when I speak about gratitude, the law of attraction, and creating what you want, not blaming it on these ethers that, oh, well, this just happened to me. It's true. There's a lot that we cannot control. There is that big question mark, why are we here? And what do we need to achieve? And how come we can't always achieve what we want to achieve? Well, I always say, if you get 5 things done in a day, you've done a lot. And if you get more than that done, well, good for you. Congratulations. And that's fabulous. And that's great. And so you have to be your own cheerleader also. You have to believe in yourself and that the work that you're doing or the purpose that you have is worthy. And I always say there's 2 rules. There's only 2 rules. Don't hurt yourself. And don't hurt anyone else. And if you abide by those 2 rules, I don't care what your religion is or your sexual orientation or your belief system, if you don't hurt yourself or you don't hurt anyone else, you are within those guidelines. And if you're within those 2 guidelines, then you're doing okay. And so when you believe in yourself, if you're not hurting yourself, if you're not hurting anyone else, then you must be doing good work in the world. And the thing is that when you look at the world, this marble floating in space of ocean and land, it is finite. We live on a finite planet, and we've really come to that point in time where it's all hands on deck. We really need everybody to be doing good work, whether it's good work that affects people in the community prospering as a whole, or it's good work that affects the environment getting cleaned up, our water being preserved. Like, I encourage everybody to invest in clean energy so we can transition away from fossil fuel. And that's kind of, my soapbox, because the fossil fuel stuff is killing us. My daughter noted that the skies are redder and redder and redder and more orange and more vibrant and beautiful at sunset. Well, the scary thing about that is that there is a Hopi prophecy about that, when the stars are red. And so we have reached that time that, the skies have these fabulous sunsets, but what is that? It's pollution. And so we all have to do our part. And that comes down to the work that you're doing in the world and believing in yourself that you are giving back, that it's not just taking, you're actually giving back in whatever you're doing and whatever industry you're in. So maybe you're in fashion, but you've become a sustainable fashion designer. Maybe you're in the food industry and you realize that there's tons of food that's being wasted every day by corporations, by restaurants, and by supermarkets. And so maybe somehow your food company is going to think outside the box and think about how you can help to feed more people, or to create a sub-product from that food that just gets wasted. So, it's about thinking outside the box and giving back and creating a better planet for everybody. So I would love people to interact. I'm seeing thumbs up. Thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in. So my show is every day at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is California time. So I'm in Los Angeles, and it's also broadcast. It's rebroadcast. So we do it live here, and then we rebroadcast it every day at 1 p.m. so that you can catch it, or other people can catch it, or you can share it. And then we'll have links up also after the shows come down and the new shows go up. So if anybody has, a I'm like used to this touch screen. If anybody has a question, I would love for you to type in your questions or just give me some feedback that you can type in the comments. So I'm seeing that people are listening, but I would love to see more interaction as well. So here we are talking about gratitude and the real meaning of Thanksgiving. And I'm not just talking about the Hallmark holiday. I'm talking about feeling gratitude, feeling grateful, and starting with the small things. So it could be a cup of coffee. You have a cup of coffee in the morning. Well, you know, we take that for granted. So many places you can get coffee and we take it for granted. Oh yeah, you can get coffee anywhere. But there's so many people who can't have a cup of coffee. I was at a food truck. We have lots of food trucks in Los Angeles. And I was at a food truck the other day and we're standing in line and all these people are ordering their food. And this homeless man who was obviously incredibly mentally ill. He was very dirty. He smelled very bad. He was talking to himself, but he managed to get some money out of his pocket and get a soda. And obviously this food truck knew him. He was obviously familiar to the neighborhood. But, you know, I thought, I wonder if he's eaten today. And I don't often, offer to feed homeless people when I'm at a food truck because it doesn't happen very often. I'm not at food trucks very often, but I thought, let me just ask him. And I said, would you like something to eat? And he said, yeah, how about a burrito? I thought, you know what, I can swing that. So I got him a burrito and I gave it to him. And it was just that I was grateful. I'm grateful that I can have whatever I want when I go to a food truck. And it was, you know, it wasn't a cheap burrito. It was $8. It wasn't very expensive. But in sharing that with him, what I was showing was not just that I had empathy or compassion for him, but really that I was grateful for myself, that I'm grateful that I have what I need and that I can share it. So when you share food, and that's really what Thanksgiving is about for many people, that sharing of food, it's that gratitude of being grateful that you can share what you already have. And when you have enough, even if you have one sandwich and you can share half that sandwich with somebody else, you have enough. That's what you're saying. You have enough. So something that I did recently that I found so inspirational is that, you know, women, we generally stop growing in height, but in high school. And then over the years, we might gain a few pounds. I found that I was gathering clothing of my own in my house that I didn't know what to do with. Some of it was too nice to just throw away. I didn't feel like taking it to the Salvation Army, which is really a business. It doesn't necessarily go to a charity. So I kept finding charities to donate my daughter's outgrown clothes and my clothes. And I found, wow, I have too many clothes. And so somebody invited me, a good friend of mine invited me last minute, just this past week, to a clothing swap. And all the proceeds, you had a donation at the door, and then all the proceeds go to a worthy cause. And this was for Thanksgiving, for feeding needy families. And they also ask you to volunteer if you can at the charity dinner. And so what I did was I brought 2 bags of clothing in, and I left with new things that I would wear more often. I completely updated my closet. And so again, this is a different type of sharing, and it's a different type of gratitude. It's, again, when you have enough or more than enough and you can share with each other and in the community. So, you know, it was a win-win across the board, and it was for a worthy cause. And so what did I get out of it? I got to clean up my closet. update my closet, and I got to help a needy family somewhere out there. And I got to help another woman who might like my clothes that maybe don't fit me as well anymore, or I've outgrown in other ways that I just am not interested in wearing it anymore. That made them very happy. And all the women there were really, really happy. So this is something that both men and women can do in their neighborhoods, wherever they are, is clothing swaps. It's really just a wonderful, fun thing to do. So I want to encourage everybody out there to find ways to share of yourself. And as you share of yourself and be part of your community in a way that's giving back, you are showing your gratitude. You're showing what you are grateful for, that you have the ability to partake in giving back of yourself. And that is really how you will grow every good thing that you want in your life. Believe me, there will be blessings that will come out that you would not have anticipated. For example, you volunteer and you sign up to do something. Well, guess what? You're going to meet new people and you're going to network in that atmosphere. You're going to meet people of like mind, and that might help to grow your business. Or you might meet other parents who might team up with you to do things with kids. So, it could benefit you in all different ways. So really, that is the recipe, is when you start with gratitude and you start with being grateful for what you already have, you're going to get more of what you want out of life and what you want to grow in your life. And so I encourage everybody to start your day with an attitude of gratitude. Just find something that you are grateful for. And I just want to thank everybody for joining me here at radiobuzzed.com, and share the information with your friends and family, and tell people about our show. We want people to join in. We want people to interact, and we take suggestions and topics that you want me to talk about. I've got 22 years of experience doing research. I've worked with children and families since 1995. So please find me online. I have a Facebook page, Ora Walker Hypnotherapy. I have a website, OraWalkerHypnotherapy.com, and you can email me, Ora@OraWalkerHypnotherapy.com. So thank you so much for joining, and we look forward to talking with you again or visiting with you again next week. Thanks a lot, and happy Thanksgiving, and good luck with your gratitude, your attitude of gratitude.